Y'all, I applied for a job and didn't get it. Rejected. And here's what I learned. I come from a background of corporate America. I worked in IT as a web developer, a project manager, a usability, UX architect, and a partridge in a pear tree, okay? And I did that for 15 years. I actually just did the math before this video, and I cannot believe that I worked for 15 years in corporate America. Until 2012, when I was pregnant with my son, my contract ended, all hell broke loose, and I decided to see what my son's medical condition was going to be. Fast forward to January of 2020, and I accepted a part-time remote position for the company that I work for right now, which I love. I love the corporate culture. I love the work that I'm doing. I love the people that I work with. I can say that it is the first time I have worked for a job for a company that I actually enjoy it. I didn't even know I could love jobs like that. Yeah, my husband just called and interrupted me, so I changed my glasses. Okay, let's continue. I didn't even know I could like jobs like that. If you remember my conversation with Dr. 𝚏𝚒𝚗𝚘𝚗𝚑, I'll put links in the information box. She talks about leaving toxic jobs, and I shared that I had toxic job experiences when I first started out, because I did not know that I could even advocate for myself. I didn't have an understanding that I could leave toxic experiences. I am Gen X, and we were taught to stick it out and stay. It's a good job of benefits, and even if the person is talking to you crazy out the side of their mouth, it doesn't matter because you stay in the job. Clearly, having the job that I have right now has been an absolute blessing for the past 3+ years. And so I know you're like, well, Roshini, why are you looking for a new job? I want to stay on my job. However, my department is part-time only. And so there are no opportunities for full-time employment for reasons. And I am interested in looking into potentially getting full-time employment, okay? For full-time money. I applied for a job, actually internal to my company, with the blessing of my supervisors, and did not get the job. The first thing that I learned is that job interviews are not just for the interviewer to evaluate the interviewee or the candidate. It's not just for the company to see if you are a good fit for the position that they want you to potentially fill. It is very much, equally if not more so, an opportunity for you as the interviewee or the candidate to decide whether or not this company and or this position is a good fit for you. Now, I already knew the company was a good fit because I work for the company. I love the company culture. I love all the things that are going on in there. I love it. So I already knew that this company was a good fit. However, if you're a person that's going to be interviewing externally, I highly recommend that you research the company in some way, shape, or form. They have social media. Go to their company website, scroll to the bottom, read about pages, read career pages, read diversity, equity, and inclusion information. Look up some of the people that work at the company on LinkedIn, as well as Glassdoor.com, and get an idea of whether or not this company is going to be a good fit for you. Go into the interview with questions to discern that. The other thing that you're trying to figure out is not just whether the company is a good fit, but whether the position is a good fit. We get to interview them as well. Go in there with questions. Do not go in there and passively just succumb to people asking you questions. Ask them questions as well. And be honest and figure out if this is something that you even want to do, because anybody can make a job description sound amazing. Matter of fact, that's their job, to make it sound amazing. But are you actually going to be happy and enjoy the work that you're doing? The second thing I learned is along the same line, which is trust your intuition and your instincts. Listen with your listening ears. Are there red flags flying all over the place? When I was in my interview, I was actively listening to things that were said and unsaid. And there were definitely some things during the interview that made me realize that although I would be a stellar addition to this team and I would be able to execute this job at the highest level because it was very much in line with things that I have expertise in, I started to question during the interview whether or not I was going to be a good fit and whether it was a good fit for me. Gone are the days where in the past, in interviews when I was younger, where I would just, red flags would be flying by me like bullets at Neo in the Matrix, and I would just be like, okay, I guess that's what it is. No. Actually let those things sit, have weight, see them, hear them, and allow them to help you shape your decision. The third thing that I learned is that rejection is not always bad. Of course, when I got the email saying that I had not gotten the position and I wasn't going to be offered the position, I felt a little tinge, like, ow, okay, because I'm a human being, and who likes getting told that you're not a good fit? It feels like rejection. However, before that, as you guys heard me say, I had already processed in my own spirit whether or not I felt like they were a good fit for me. And so when I heard that they had also decided that I was not a good fit for them, it did not come as a shock because I had already rested in the decision that I was going to make. I realized that in the past, I never did that. Remember, I was interviewing 15, 25 years ago. So I would go in and it would just be like, please pick me, pick me, pick me. And there's no time for that because as we all have seen in the pandemic and in this newer season of people really being intentional about the positions that they go out into the world and align themselves with, there is no time for you to attach yourself to a gray box cubicle of death, destruction, and soul-sucking despair, which is what I used to do. I never really thought about whether I was actually going to enjoy the work back in the day. I just needed the work. And in this particular season, I was going in looking at it as, am I going to enjoy this? And so the fact that they told me no, when honestly I was going to say that it wasn't a good fit, felt validating, and it felt refreshing to myself after the initial feeling. I had not betrayed myself and that I was able to see something that was misaligned with me and to let it go. The other thing that I learned is something not being a good fit or being misaligned with the season that you're in right now is not a testament to anything about your value. I am enough. I am enough, I am enough, and so are you. And so if you go out for a position and it is not a good fit, that is absolutely fine. And something that is better aligned with the season that you are in and the gifts that you actually bring to any position is going to come your way. And it's best to develop an internal peace about that. Knowing that what is for you will come your way, and if it's not for you, that's fine as well. The next thing that I learned is be open to something that is a better fit for you. Like I said, I work part-time right now. All of the components are perfect. However, I am available or open to doing full-time in this season. And so I'm looking in that direction. However, when I was deciding between the position that I interviewed for and the position I'm already in, I realized that the position that I already am in is absolutely a better fit. And so once I discerned that during the interview process and I had the peace about it, when they told me that I was not a good fit, it was fine. And that's an absolutely good place to be, you guys. And to me, it's a sign that this healing journey that I'm on is working. The other thing about that is nothing is wrong with seeing what's out there and then deciding that where you are is a good fit. It's not a failure to stay in position. Actually, I think that it's actually a mark of maturity to be able to discern, okay, this is actually a better fit for me. And even though external voices, especially in American society, make it seem like we have to continually be striving and going to the next thing and the bigger, better thing and the bigger, bigger, better thing, that is not the case, because in this season, I have been chasing hope and peace. And I asked myself during the interview, does this feel like peace to me? And it didn't. And so I am perfectly fine staying where I am in this season because it feels like peace. The last thing that I learned after being rejected basically by this position that I interviewed for is it is imperative that you have a North Star. What do I mean by that? I mean, you know exactly why you are trying to make a move in the job market. I knew exactly why. It was because I was open to looking into full-time income. That's it. That's it. I'm perfectly happy with the position that I have now. Everything about it is great. If it were possible for me to go full-time, like if there actually existed those things in that space, I would be open to that, but they don't exist. And so because I had that North Star, it helped me when I was interviewing and researching the position and understanding to formulate questions that answered what I needed to know as to whether or not this would be a beneficial move for me, to ask questions about what my experience would be like in that particular part of the organization, and to discern whether or not moving to that position actually fulfilled my North Star requirement. If you don't have a North Star requirement when you are moving like this, you will be all over the place. And I promise you, you're probably going to end up betraying yourself in the process. So absolutely make sure that you know your why or your North Star when you're out here looking for these jobs or just in life in general, because it's going to help you stay focused and stay aligned with your true self. So if you're on a healing journey and you recently experienced job rejection, tell me about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I appreciate you. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next video. And until that next video, be well, be encouraged. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys this one. Have I shown you this one? Here's a pineapple. Bye, y'all. Bye.